Hi guys, today I'm going to be winter sowing some seeds. Since it's only January, most of the seeds I'm going to be planting are annual flowers that like cool weather, and I'm also going to be planting some perennials. I've got my milk jugs and my 2-liter pop bottles ready. And yes, I said pop bottles. I live in Ohio and that's just how we say it. I've got my dirt ready. I just use whatever potting soil I can find on sale. Fall is a really good time to find really great bargains on potting soil. I bought 8 bags of this Nature's Care potting soil. I think it was back in October, and I only paid $1.25 a bag. If you're new to winter sowing, I made a video last year called Winter Sowing Basics, and I'm going to put a link up on the screen and you can watch that if you want to. I'm not an expert on winter sowing at all. This is either my 3rd or 4th year winter sowing, and I usually do it on a small scale. I don't have hundreds of milk jugs out in my yard, so I'm still learning myself. But if you have any questions, I will try to answer them if I can. If not, I'll direct you to somebody that probably can. Now to the seeds that I'm going to be planting today. I got most of these in a holiday seed exchange. The first one is Cat's Apricot Stalks. Next we have some yarrow. This one is paprika. This plant is a perennial, and I'm pretty sure that I've seen wild yarrow growing around here. It's white, so I think this should do just fine in my area. Next we have some apricot status. I've never grown this, but I have seen it in flower bouquets before from the florist and Kroger's and places like that. Next we have some tick seed sunflowers. I collected these seeds myself right down the road from my house. They grow wild around here. I looked online to see how I should be growing these things. I'm not finding a lot of information. Some websites say they're annual, some say they're biennial. Whatever they are, I know that they heavily reseed because I find these grown in colonies, and it's usually in low spots where the soil's really wet, so hopefully I can find a place for these. Some more paprika yarrow, some moonshine yarrow, and this is a yellow one, some pink yarrow. Next we have some columbine. I've grown this before. I used to have a whole bunch of them. Then we have coneflower sombrero, and the person that gave me this wrote on the package that these are a hot coral color. I'm not sure if this is a hybrid. I haven't checked into that yet. We'll see if it grows true to seed or not. Here's some more columbines. These are pink and white ones. Next we have pansies. I love pansies and I love violas. They're just some of the prettiest flowers, and they're blooming right when you need them to bloom, right when winter is coming to an end. Things are starting to green up and you really want to see some color. Here's some more columbines. This variety is McCanna Giants. Some more stalks. I'm very unfamiliar with stalks. They are an annual, and I think that I read that they're edible, but don't quote me on that. Definitely don't eat something without making sure that it's actually edible. Don't take my word for it. I've never grown these. Next I have white swan coneflowers, and I started some of these from seed last year, but I have the seeds, so I'm going to go ahead and plant some more. And last but not least, I'm planting some shallots. So I'm going to try to plant more flowers this year to fill in a space that used to have flowers in it. I'm probably going to ramble on for a minute, so I'll just start from the beginning. So I have a small flower bed in the front of my house that gets almost full shade. It's small, as I said before. There's a few things in there. There's several hostas, some bleeding hearts, a couple hydrangeas, and a fern, and some Virginia bluebells, and I think that's it. And then in my backyard, right along the foundation of my house, I have another small flower bed. It gets mostly sun. There's various things in there. I have some Asiatic lilies, then daffodils, daylilies, and probably some things I'm forgetting right now since I haven't seen them in a couple months. And on the side of my house next to my driveway, I used to have a really good sized flower bed that had mostly perennials in it. Between the money that I spend on my vegetable garden and then trying to keep that little front flower bed mulched and the back flower bed mulched, the one that was on the side of my house got neglected and I didn't mulch it for like 4 or 5 years. And the weeds took over, the grass took over, and you know how that goes. Then a lot of the perennials disappeared. It's just a big weedy mess, although there are a couple things still holding on. It still comes up every year, I'm really surprised. Comes right up through the grass and everything. Since I started this YouTube thing, I've been making a little bit of extra money. Now my gardening budget is a little bit higher, and I should be able to afford to keep that side flower bed mulched. A lot of the stuff I'm planting today is going to go into that flower bed, not everything. Anyway, thank you guys for watching my videos and watching the ads because it has helped me to expand my garden a little bit and I really appreciate it. I need to start wrapping this video up because I know I've been rambling a while and it's getting kind of long. But first I want to give you a really quick garden update. Like a lot of people in the US, my weather has been abnormally cold for the past couple of weeks, with the exception of today and yesterday. But before that, we had snow on the ground for 2 weeks. Our nighttime temperatures were going down around and below 0 every night. Yesterday, as the snow was melting, I noticed that my violas were still blooming. It is so awesome to see flowers blooming in January. The chamomile is still green and it's alive. I think these might be volunteer cornflowers or aka bachelor's buttons, but I'm not entirely sure. The purple sprouting broccoli isn't looking so hot. I covered them with these pop bottles probably about a week after we had some really low temperatures. I should have covered them before. There is still some green on the leaves, but there's a lot of leaves that just look freezer burned, so they look terrible. So we'll see if they make it or not. I really hope they do. Alright guys, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.